Are you a prepper or homesteader looking to connect with like-minded people in your area? Looking to start your own preparedness group? Already have a group? Well, look no further than PrepperNet. PrepperNet is dedicated to personal responsibility, individual freedoms, and being self-reliant. PrepperNet has monthly meetings in over 100 cities where you can meet and learn with like-minded people in your area. PrepperNet, where preppers unite. Find us online at preppernet.com.
Survive, thrive, stay alive. It's time to get prepared with the Prepping Academy podcast.
Hey, welcome to the Prepping Academy. I am Forrest.
And I'm Kyle.
He's back from the dead.
I was never dead.
Oh, he's never dead.
Yep.
Historically, no. No?
What? Emotionally?
Emotionally dead.
Emotionally, yeah.
Hey, welcome. We are going to be just chit-chatting today. Well, that's what we always do, isn't it?
Yeah, we kind of chit-chat. But we've had some relevant experience we were going to talk about over the past few days.
We've had a lot of discussions, and we've changed a lot of things. We've done some shopping. I
love shopping.
Yeah, is it not shopping? Yeah. And I've recorded 6 nights of the best preparedness people in the world on my YouTube channel on PrepperNet. So go to YouTube, search PrepperNet. You'll see Dr. Bones Nurse Amy, Charlie Hogwood, John Jacob Schmidt, Sam Kopler, Jonathan Hollerman, Lisa Bedford, Survival Mom. Scott Hunt.
Wasn't there someone named Gallagher? Something.
Oh, yes. Glenn Tate and Shelby Gallagher.
There we go. Because I knew there was a Gallagher in there because I always think about the watermelon.
Yeah.
There was a really funny skit that Dave Chappelle did, Black Gallagher. That was funny.
Didn't see that.
That was hilarious. You missed it.
So go to go to YouTube and search PrepperNet. 6 videos. Each video is like 2 hours long. I asked them questions that you would want to, and they were awesome. You were actually a co-host on one.
Yeah.
That was when Dennis Diaz and Jeff Moats were the guests.
I felt like some of my questions were difficult. They were thought-provoking.
Well, you know, videos that I went to church 2 weekends ago, and everyone, when I say everyone, about 13 people, I counted, pulled me to the side and said, hey, what should I be doing? What should I do for my family? This was 2 weeks ago. And it's just so frustrating.
It is. And I've been getting the same thing. There's been a lot of people who have contacted me, and they're so far behind the curve that now they want to do something, and it's like, well, you can get some food. Well, you're not going to get masks. You're not going to probably get goggles. You're not going to get Lysol. You're not going to find hands. I have managed to find some hand sanitizer, though. I will say, sometimes you can search in places that you would not usually expect to find those things, and you can get them. Like,
I think Home Depot has some.
I actually went to Bath and Body Works. I'm not even going to lie.
Dude.
I'm not even going to lie. I went to Bath and Body Works, and they had a ton. And I was like, y'all are missing out. You need to put this at the front of the store.
Did you get some bath soaps?
You mean some bath bombs? No, I did not.
Sure. Whatever they're called.
Didn't. But I figured, you know what? They're nice little containers just to have them for everybody and just...
Is that your man bag over there?
It is. Is that yours?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually it is.
Goodness Christian.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but, if anything I'm lacking, it is probably the alcoholic. But, they say washing hands is better.
They do. I was actually looking for rubbing alcohol just for the sake of having it for medical purposes.
Right.
I don't drink it anymore. No, I never did. But everyone was sold out of it. I actually managed to find some at Big Lots.
Okay.
So I wouldn't have expected it. I was like, you know what? Hole in the wall. Probably not as many preppers going to Big Lots looking for stuff. And they actually had a decent amount.
Because I asked my wife, I said, how much do we have? And that's probably the only thing, if I go out tomorrow, will be that. And I may buy some rice. And I'm not going to tell people until after I buy it where I'm going to buy it from because they still have plenty.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go buy rice, and it's not for me. If this goes 3-4 months, people are having to quarantine, and I know they're going to call me and say, I need food. I'm going to say, I left a 5-gallon bucket outside of rice. Come and grab it. It's yours.
And I mean, I will say, from personal experience, and I'm not one to inflate things. I know that there's a lot of people in the prepping world that do inflate things and try to drive something home to buy a book or buy a product. I was out yesterday, and I even texted you, and I said I went by this local establishment that sells in bulk. They were out of rice. They were out of flour. They were out of sugar. They were out of pretty much all important medical goods. Mm-hmm. And the place was packed. It wasn't lines, or like there were not lines of people. It was not pure panic, but there was a heightened sense of alarm. Like I seen one woman walk over, and there was like one little box left of hydrogen peroxide, and she was like, "Screw it, I'm going for it." She ran, she grabbed it, and she walked away with like panic, like, "It's the last one. I gotta get it," and then she just darted away.
Well, I don't know if you saw this, but Costco reported having the largest sales day in their history this past Saturday. Not Black Friday.
I believe it.
Not before Christmas, but this past Saturday was their largest sale. And if you go to the state of Washington, they're all out.
Yeah. Well, it's already like empty streets up there. So many people are afraid to even go out.
And I saw photos of Seattle, and they were empty. Yeah.
And I want to impress this on, for people who are listening too, is if you have friends and family who are at that point where they're kind of mocking this situation, tell them to forget about the virus. They might never get the virus. I think there's a good chance that they will. Mm-hmm. But the economic fallout is what I'm worried about.
And the lack of goods. Yes.
And I said this the other day on the one interview. We're on the East Coast. I've been in retail and store management, big box, small box for years. The way those shipping lines run, it takes usually about 4 weeks. 2 weeks to get to the Midwest, another 2 weeks to get to the East Coast. We get replenished last. We run out first.
Yes. Yep. Also, I mean, simple things like toilet paper. We make a lot of toilet paper in America, but some of the raw goods, the product, the pulp, comes from overseas.
Well, not just that, but also packaging.
And then vitamins. As a matter of fact, I know that I think it was 82% of all our drugs are made off United States shore.
Yeah.
Meaning China. That's a lot of drugs. So the biggest shortages, because the VA has already put out an email, is heart medication and diabetes medication.
You're just screwed. No, I'm kidding.
Not on either. I'm on a diuretic, which is kind of
hard.
Do you
need to share that?
Yeah,
just
it's
drink
not a big deal.
Drink lots of coconut water.
Yeah, lots of water will do the same thing.
Coconut water is a natural diuretic.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
And that's all I'm on. It's not even a big thing. So, but I've had some conversations. Like tonight, I heard these two ladies talk, and they were literally making fun of people going and buying stuff. So I, like an idiot, like we all are,
had to jump in there.
I had to jump in there and say,
I did the same thing.
Listen, guys, are y'all crazy? And I know them very well. They're dear, they're sweet people. And I said, Are you serious?
I heard a little bit of bless their heart in there.
Gosh, and I talked for 5 minutes without them saying a word. And by the time I'm finished, they're going, well, I didn't even think about the shortage of goods.
Here's the thing, do you feel like they're responsible for being ignorant, or do you feel like it's the media source that people are going to? Because on one hand, you have logic with a sense of panic and a heightened awareness, and the other side you have this is a hoax, it's not a big deal, don't worry about it. If I hear one more person refer to this as the flu, I'm going to smack them, literally backhand them with my knuckles, because it is not, statistically, it is not close to the flu.
Why do you say that?
Because right now they're saying that the mortality rate for the first stage of the virus is 3.5%.
So that's double the flu.
No, the flu is 0.1. There's a big difference where you move that decimal point.
Okay.
The second rate of infection is 30% mortality rate, and they are now saying there are confirmed 2 strains of the virus.
Yes. So I'm going to share the facts with you.
Well, this was just updated today.
So. First of all, you got to take all numbers from like developing countries in China and toss them out.
That's why that's basically what they're saying is based on what they're seeing in America.
Well,
in
America,
Europe,
you can't really do the numbers yet because
it's all old people dying.
Everyone that's died, I think there's 9 people. Is it 9 that has died?
10.
10. 68 is the lowest age, except one gentleman that was, I think, 55, but he already had pre-existing conditions.
Yep.
All the other ones were the nursing home. They're dead. So I, like Steve Bannon and Dr. Hatfield, says we don't have the numbers yet. I mean, the more this happens, the more numbers we'll get. Singapore, Japan, Italy, you can't really compare Italy because their healthcare system is not very good either.
Well, what's going to happen to our healthcare system?
Because
we've pointed that out before. If we're 50,000 people short in our healthcare system, it could be even worse here than it is over there.
And here's the thing, that the only time you need to go to the doctor is when you can't breathe. That's what they've been saying. When you can't breathe, you need to go, and you need to be put on one of the machines.
Like the
problem
lung.
is, we only have so many machines in ventilators in these places.
Yeah.
And other than that, they won't be able to help you.
And again, I'm not even that concerned. I'm healthy. Family's healthy. Pretty much everyone I know is healthy, well, except for you. But I mean, you're working on that. No, you're actually pretty healthy.
Good looking.
But
okay,
it's still the economy. It's still the economy.
It's still the economy.
That's what I'm worried about.
Yes,
because it's only going to expand on things. So say there is a pandemic, full on outbreak, which they're saying we should see within 30 days here in the United States. Full on outbreak. If you have the smallest issue that you need to go to the hospital for care, people are going to be so alerted by this. There's going to be so many hypochondriacs packing the hospitals with, a runny nose.
It's going to be a petri
and if you have a heart attack, God bless you trying to get in there because it's already going to be slam packed.
Mm-hmm. And at some point, they're going to pick and choose based on the intensive care people need. They may choose, you're 68 years old. We're not going to give you the care that this 32-year-old gentleman has because he's younger.
Yeah.
There could be decisions like that.
No, absolutely there can be.
Did you hear this? And we'll get back to that. I heard that in China that they're taking body bags out of hospitals.
Body bags out of hospitals?
Mm-hmm. With people in them.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe they were just moving bags.
That's it. Okay. And they have video of the bags moving.
Ooh.
Meaning
zombies.
They're taking maybe the old people that are about to die, and they're just going ahead and disposing of them so they can get new beds in there.
And see, and that's what's bothering me is the outbreak has not been as bad so far everywhere else as what I think it has been in China because of their healthcare system. But honestly,
and they all
I
smoke
think the
and
death
in bad condition. I mean, they're not very.
I think the deaths over there are far greater than what they're reporting, and they can lie. And you know what, China, have at it. You have plenty of citizens who have put videos up there talking about the evil atrocities that you guys have been committing over and over, and you continue to do it. So it is what it is.
The interesting thing is, if this hit North Korea, I literally think everyone in that country would die.
No, I don't think so. I mean,
their healthcare system is.
But even then, even if the mortality rate goes up to 50%, is still, if anything, the other 50 would eat better. I'm not saying they would eat the people, but I'm saying they would have more food.
And so there are outbreaks in the United States. We have one in Raleigh, which is 2 hours away from us, 3 hours.
Yep.
We have one in Atlanta, which is 4 hours. So it hasn't affected Charlotte. I mean, we've got some cases. People are in quarantine right now in Charlotte, but no confirmed cases.
Yeah, but we'll continue to see that rise because, as we've said, it's 27 days someone can carry it before they even show the symptoms. Mm-hmm. Asymptomatic carriers have been recorded, so we'll see. It'll be fun. Honestly,
and the disease, the virus can live on a surface for up to 9 days.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm kind of hoping to just be out of work in about 30 days. I'm kind of cool with that.
But you got to get paid. You're not going to get paid, though.
I'm fine with that.
Oh.
I'm honestly I'm good. If they decide to close down, You know what? I'll gladly. I have plenty.
And they would close your business down quickly.
Yeah, and I have plenty to do.
Oh.
I have plenty. I have my garden I can work on. I have my trucks. I have maintenance things. I can play catch up while I'm collecting an unemployment check and putting that thing in savings. And what are they going to do? Because they can't say anything because I've literally been furloughed because of an outbreak.
Okay, so I'm the CEO of Sun Oven International. We make solar ovens, and we've been selling a lot of them. I work wherever I have a computer and a phone.
I just got to say real quick, I am going to win a 10% commission. I had a lady, I did a whole sales pitch for her the other day, medical professional, got into this whole talk, then I showed her your Sun Oven. She's like, oh my God, it's amazing. Well, where do the batteries go?
I
looked at her.
In the sun.
She's like, well, is it solar? Is there like a panel that heats?
Yeah.
I was like, no.
I'll give you 10. Anyone that sells one, I'll give you 10% commission.
That's a medical professional who's taking care of people, and I'm thinking, we're all gonna die.
Yeah. And the interesting news today. Did you see this? That hospitals are locking up the N95 mask and goggles and gloves because employees are stealing them.
I've actually talked to people who have talked about considering that.
Hey, let's take a quick break.
Are you a prepper or homesteader looking to connect with like-minded people in your area? Looking to start your own preparedness group? Already have a group? Well, look no further than PrepperNet. PrepperNet is dedicated to personal responsibility, individual freedoms, and being self-reliant. PrepperNet has monthly meetings in over 100 cities where you can meet and learn with like-minded people in your area. PrepperNet, where preppers unite. Find us online at preppernet.com.
Really? But they were selling it on eBay to make extra money.
I gotta be honest with you. I'm not likely to be working and wearing masks, and my company's not going to sit there and be like, oh, hey, guys, we're just going to toss out, 10,000 masks so you all can sell this stuff.
Right.
I'm actually kind of thinking about selling mine, just cashing in whenever the prices get real high. And I don't even care because I have Israeli gas masks. I can literally seal everything up and bleach it whenever I'm done at the end of the day.
Okay.
And I have a beard anyways, so I'm going to need to shave this thing.
Yeah. Baby face Kyle.
Yeah, then I'm going to look like I'm 20 again.
Yeah.
It's going to be wonderful.
I have masks. I have them. I could sell that box right now for probably $80.
I think more. I think you could probably sell that for, it's 20 count. I think you could sell that for $300-$400. Based on what I've seen on EB.
Really?
EB? I can't talk. It's been a long day. I've moved a lot of food.
In Amazon?
Amazon? Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
You can see that's a pretty old box I have. And that thing, I probably have had that for 6 years.
It is. I can tell. It doesn't have like the little filter on the front of it, but still an N95.
Yeah.
But, here's the thing. Good luck getting them. Right. And if you have some sort of delusion that you're going to be going to work after this, like when this is in full swing and just the mask is going to protect you. Yeah.
So my brother found some. I got my family on board over a month ago. Mm-hmm. And, well over a month ago. And my brother goes, he bought some. And then he goes a little bit, this is 3 weeks ago. He goes, I found some. The whole box is like $58. I said, how many are in there? And he goes 10. It's the one with the vent in the front. Yeah. I said, well, Greg, would you rather have it or would you rather not have it? Well, you don't want to regret it. He goes, okay, I just bought them. So he paid, 3 times more than what they were worth.
Here's my thing. Why are there people on eBay that you can see on here that they literally have lots of 100 boxes of 10 counts? Where did they get all this stuff?
I don't know.
I hope the government claims
they
them
could
in
have
domain
gone
and
to
just
places
goes and takes
like
them.
Granger and bought.
They could have
a case of them.
They could have, and those are the ones like guys like us. I have 30, and I actually do my own auto work and I do my own paint work, stuff like that. Like I have a reason for having them, not just.
I do sanding and I have them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not just for this, but these guys are the ones who are creating the strain on the medical system.
You kind of hope one of them would get, a few of them would get the virus, and they sold them all and didn't have one left for them.
Yeah. I honestly just hope the government just says, hey, eminent domain, we know where you live.
Right.
We got your information from eBay. We're just going to go ahead and come and just collect all those.
Well, they will have them all sold by then.
I mean, will they?
So, in the video series with Dr. Bones and Nurse Amy on Prepper YouTube channel, PrepperNet YouTube channel, they talk about how to make one. But of all the guests I had, the experts in the industry, everyone had the solution of how not to get it. And it works 100% of the time.
Don't leave.
Don't leave your house.
Yeah.
So, one of the things I came up with, and I'm a genius for this thought, is right now, tomorrow, go to work, talk to your boss and say, listen, is there any way I can get on the corporate VPN? Is there any way I can get my email on my laptop so if I have to work from home, I can still work and make sure the company stays in business?
So, fun thing.
I
know JP Morgan has actually activated some of their protocols, and 10% of their employees are now going to be working from home.
Yep.
So that if the other 90 dies or can't feed themselves.
But imagine this. Let's say there's Bob.
Yeah.
Bob number 1 and Bob number 2. Bob number 1 goes and say, hey, is there any way I can get this stuff and take some stuff home? And if this happens, I can still work from home. That Bob's going to get paid. The other Bob that doesn't have anything set up where he can get into the corporate server or email and he's sent home from work, he's not going to get paid.
Well, that's fantastic if your job is something you can do that.
True.
But if you're in the service industry, sales, retail, stuff like that,
you can't.
You can't. And that's the majority of the markets. I mean, like truck drivers. You think truck drivers are going to have jobs pretty soon?
Yes, because there's going to be a shortage, and all they have to, they're going to stay in their truck the whole time. You don't literally have to be around people to unload your stuff.
I bet you they're going to make some fantastic money when it starts to break out, because people are going to quit their jobs, and they're going to say, hey, you drive this truck, you don't have to get out, let them unload, drive
it's an
back.
Important mission.
Yep.
You've got to get this to this community or whatever. Yes. So it's going to be. So here's the scenario. I've used this before. Basketball game. A kid has it because his dad just came. His dad got it. He gives it to, AAU tournament on the weekend. All of a sudden, 7 kids have it. And they go home. And 2 weeks later, your entire school system is shut down.
And that's why you homeschool.
Well, that's one way you.
That's one.
But okay, you go shopping, because right now there's a potential case in our city. That guy, where he is in the hospital, I was shopping. I ate less than a mile from that hospital. Did he eat there the day before? I don't know. I went to Mod Pizza, by the way.
Did he cough all over your tape? You went without me.
I know. That's
son of a.
You were working. I actually
that's
asked you what you were doing, and you were working. But I went to Mod Pizza, and I'm thinking, I ate there. That's less than a quarter mile from the hospital.
Yeah, it's not that far.
I don't know where the guy went. He could have gone to Lowe's. I went to that Lowe's and Home Depot, and I'm checking things out. I went to Walmart today just to see what was sold out, and all the things that you text me from that other place, the alcohol, the wipes, the rice, beans,
Lysol basics, just
all the basics.
Long-term basics are definitely selling out.
And
we did find. I'm not going to release my one source because I know you're trying to get some stuff. I know some other people are trying to get some stuff. But I will say at least one source that people can do is I already checked with 2 places, and they agreed that they would definitely do it for me. Check in with a local restaurant. If there's a place that you frequent and you know that they order bulk foods.
I don't mind you tell them where I'm going. I mean, because by the time this is, tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, any place that supplies restaurants.
Yeah, basically. Places like restaurant supply depots, if you can get in, because whenever I called, they said they were not accepting guests. Okay. Just restaurants. U.S. Foods is another great source, and you don't need to be a member to go in and do that.
And LDS, maybe, if they have anything left. They have some food pantries or food stores, but
I actually went to a couple restaurants and asked, hey, would you mind putting in an order with me and make a little extra change off of that? And they're like, yeah, sure, we'll be happy to.
So, food is still out there. I went through Walmart. There's a lot of food, and I thought as I was walking through the candy aisle, and nuts were on one side and beef jerky, and I thought as I was walking there, I just kind of stopped and I said, in 6 months, or 4 months, these shelves could be clean, and I might not have access to any of this stuff.
So just buy all the candy you can get now.
Well, I thought about beef jerky is just so outrageously expensive because I love beef jerky. Yeah. You saw my little bacon bits.
Yeah, you literally eating them out of the jar.
They were so good. Yes. And I eat a lot of sunflower seeds. My family does, and pumpkin seeds, low sodium, and we just enjoy eating them. And I bought a bunch of them. And I bought Clorox. Clorox goes bad.
It does, yeah.
And so you gave me the Pool Shock that it has a 73% of something.
No, it was just calcium hypochlorite.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't buy any of that. I need to. I haven't bought any of that. I don't think that's going to sell out.
I would still be surprised if it didn't. I mean, it's more of a seasonal thing. They don't usually stock it year round in places.
People
regular
are getting
retailers.
ready for pools as the South, I
they
guess,
are.
but
Which is kind of advantageous if you do have a pool, so you have a ton of water. That's something I can go to ice scoring too. And I don't know why more people don't do this. Go on places like Letgo and Craigslist and eBay or whatever, and see if you can find water containers and 5-gallon buckets. Because at this point,
you found some deals.
I did. I actually got 5 water buckets, 55 gallons. In basically brand new condition. They were used transporting water, ironically, and I got them for $10 a pop. Mm-hmm. So I'm just going to use them for garden and a little bit of water storage.
A little rain catchment system.
Yep.
Would you, if things got bad, would you turn on the faucet and fill them up with city water? Probably so, wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Would you put some chlorine in? I mean, not chlorine, but bleach in there to purify it?
For long term, which I don't really think I'm going to be using them for long term, because if that's happening, I'm going to probably be using them pretty close to like whenever that happens, because I don't think city water is going to run for a tremendous amount of time. No, I probably wouldn't bother with it. I'm going to put a little bit of bleach in there just to kind of further sanitize it, but I'd use the calcium hypochlorite because it'll evaporate faster than sodium.
Okay. So I'm on a well, so I've been thinking, one is none. The whole thing,
yeah.
Maybe I should, just for backup water. I have 10 of the 5-gallon water jugs that you can get, put it in a little cooler, the 5-gallon ones.
Yep.
I have 10 empty ones of them. So I thought about getting some Clorox, cleaning them up, and just putting water in there. I don't have the stopper because it has that little rubber or plastic thing you peel off and put up. But I could probably put just a rag in there or tape to just keep it from anything getting inside the bottle.
I mean, if you want to, you could probably design a system that you have them all attached via PVC and find a gasket to put over them and then just have it fed off.
It's too much work. That's a backup, but I do have 10 5-gallon and I don't know why I've been keeping them. I mean, I have a well, and I'm like, why don't I? But I haven't thought. I almost threw them away like 2 months ago when I was cleaning up the garage. When I cleaned up the garage, and you're like, whoa, what happened here?
Yeah.
But I still have them, so I think I'm going to put water in them and just bury them like 25 foot deep.
25 foot deep, huh? So you're just going to dig another well while you're burying your water buckets.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Have you ever? I mean, I know people are evil. People are evil. So in China, we saw people licking like products and elevator buttons to give it to other people.
Yeah.
Should I put some kind of lock on my well?
I mean, I personally think that'd be a good idea.
Because
you could have someone contaminate it, and I wouldn't even be so much worried about disease, but someone could, do something else.
Pee in it like you almost did the other night in the middle of the dark.
I peed on your ladder. We literally sat there, and I'm just going to say, and I doubt Dennis or Jeff are going to listen, but I was literally sitting there for like an hour and a half, and I had to go. So
we were live on the air.
Yeah.
And so my bug out, it's not a bug out. I got to come up with a name for this.
It's your box.
My box. Beast. No, I can't do beast.
It's your doghouse. That's what we'll call it. We'll call it the doghouse. That's where your wife sends you.
Sends me, yes.
Yeah.
She's been enjoying me being out here every night.
Mine's apparently enjoying it too.
So the doghouse, we don't have a toilet out here. We don't have running water.
I don't think I'd feel good about them. This is the size of like 2 jail cells put together. I feel like we'd be making eye contact. That's just awkward.
So the other night,
it's like
in the
dogs.
video, we were sitting right beside each other.
Yeah.
You were rubbing my leg.
No, I was not rubbing your leg. You know, just a funny thing about making eye contact. I swear, every time I look at a dog anymore, it's taking a dump, and it just makes this intense, creepy eye contact with me. It's just like, oh, look at the butt. Oh, God dang it. It's like every single time.
Dude, that's really weird.
It is weird. It's like whenever you start seeing numbers everywhere.
I do see numbers, but I don't want to talk about my numbers.
Oh, my mom keeps telling me this too. We were talking about today. She keeps seeing 1111, and I told her, no one's talking to you. There's no spirits from beyond. God's not talking to you. Quit. Just stop. It's been going on for like 4 years.
I have, I'm going to be quiet.
All right, yeah. You know, I knew a guy once who told me about the numbers, and then he thought he was some sort of prophet of God. Left his wife, went nuts, just complete nutcase.
I'll tell you my number, okay?
Go ahead.
I'm going to tell you my number, and I'll tell you where it came from too.
Okay.
So do you know what sport I used to play professionally?
Video games.
No, no.
What did you play?
I don't tell a lot of people.
Okay.
Pro beach volleyball.
Oh yeah, I've heard you talk about volleyball.
So I used to play pro beach volleyball. So
when you had long hair.
Well, I didn't have long hair, but we were sponsored by a company called. Their names were Shark, and they made a watch.
Okay.
Okay. They had like the webbing kind of thing with a LED, and they had all different colors and everything. Well, they were trying new models and different things, and so they would actually give me watches that were fake, meaning that it was a prototype.
Okay.
And I would wear them and look at them and give them my feedback. And so I would wear them in tournaments sometime because the ones that I like the newer band and this kind of stuff, and every watch they had a fake watch face.
With a fake number.
Yes. And every watch company uses this number on clocks when they display them when they're not on. And it's 10:08. So I literally wore...
Do you know why?
Because it uses like the most... Why?
So...
I have no idea.
I actually know this from a little bit of my sales and merchandising background.
Okay.
They set clocks to 10:08 because it makes a smiley face on a regular clock. So they feel like it's more enticing for a consumer to see the clock, and it has
I did not
that number
know that.
on that.
So, but for 2 years, I wore all these prototype watches, and the time was always 10:08.
I thought you were going to have some sort of like deeply religious, spiritual.
No. I still have some of them that say 10:08. They were prototypes. Then they finally made them. And then I didn't want to play volleyball because I broke a lot of watches playing volleyball. And they weren't the best watches.
I mean, I can
in the
understand
world.
it's a really intense sport. It's
And
right
so the
up there
10:08,
with, like,
anytime I
rugby.
see that, I think of the watch, the watches I used to wear.
10:08, yeah.
10:08. So that's my number.
Well, that was a fun rabbit hole. Slightly disappointing. I was hoping for some spiritual enlightenment here.
No, not on that one. That was a different time in my life.
At least you didn't say 420.
So what are some things that you've purchased?
Oh gosh, I purchased a.
And don't hold back. This is to help people.
I mean, okay. So I'm pulling up my photo because I don't remember everything. 'Cause there was a
You
good
took
bit.
a photo of some of it, yes.
So I told you about the water buckets. I know we got a bunch of salt, a bunch of coconut oil, and a bunch of instant coffee, apple cider vinegar, honey. I bought a ton of quinoa, and then that's one of the prepper things that not a lot of people throw in there, but it's another great grain. It's high in protein, and it will actually keep for a very long time, properly sealed up. So whenever I seen one place was out of rice, I'm like, you know what? I don't really need a ton more, but I'm going to get more. And I was like, screw it. I'm getting quinoa. I bought a bunch of baking soda. If you don't know the uses of baking soda, I'm not going to list them all for you. Read about it. Costco's and Sam's, they carry the 13.5-pound bags for a lot cheaper. I think mine were $6.99, $7.99. So I got 4 more of those. I got more beans, black, pinto. I might go back and get some chickpeas. Sugar, cooking oil, a ton of rice. Not literally a full ton, but I mean, maybe a quarter ton.
Right.
Yeah. My back hurts. You know, and other things I'm going to be stocking up on. I need to get more contact solution. I'm going to be buying more of that. I have glasses. I have backup glasses, but, you know, I look a little bit better in contacts.
Whatever.
Yeah, I know. I'm funny.
So how about spices? Do you have,
Yeah.
I mean, because all this
I've
stuff,
got a ton of spices already, but I'm going to go get more. Just because I like variety. I like pre-made stuff. I'm trying to figure out recipes for everything. More chicken and beef bouillons. Because, I mean...
So here's the thing, though.
I don't plan on cutting back on my calorie intake. I don't plan on cutting back on my proteins. I want food because I'm going to have a lot of projects I need to get done.
And here's the thing. We're buying stuff because, at least for me, a lot of my stuff is at my retreat.
Yeah.
And I mean, if I need that, I'm going to go up there and use it up there. And
I mean,
Daytona, Florida. Well, no, Miami Beach, Florida.
Yeah, Miami Beach. Yeah.
We got grills, we got Hawaiian shirts. But if I need my stuff, I'll go there. So I needed things at home because I never thought of pandemic. I never thought about I'll actually bug in. That's never been in my thought process of bugging in.
I've thought about bugging in, but for a very limited time. And I mean, I realize it's difficult to move. We have a ton of supplies. There's no way around that. Ammo is not light by any means, especially whenever you have a ton of it. But I've taken up some things up north. Some things are here.
Now you're in a whole We're both our retreats are many hours away, which is probably the downside to our planning. If I have to drive 7 hours to my retreat or whatever,
Yeah, and I mean, that's not the ideal situation for me. We decided that a long time ago.
But we could go right now.
Yeah.
And we're not in the same group, by the way, but we kind of have an understanding.
Why aren't we?
Because
is it too many alpha males in the same?
I would shoot you.
I'd probably shoot you too, just to be fair.
We just have to duel it out and then let the group... my group's been around for a long time.
Well, and your group's mostly like... I mean, I hate saying this.
Go ahead.
But they're kind of fuddy-duddies. They're all a bit older, and I mean...
The way I put it is, I took white-collar workers and made them preppers.
You did, and this is the thing. I mean, this is an honest thought. This isn't joking aside. I would feel as a younger guy, like more people were going to look to me not for leadership, but to get things done. Because I'm a workhorse. I know I'm a workhorse. Everybody knows that. And whenever the proverbial things hit the fan,
right,
I'm not in it for that. I'm not in it to be someone's workhorse and get things done and give direction and all that. Like, I'm not managing this. If you fall behind, tough luck. I'm going to keep on plowing forward. I'm going to do what I need to do. Right. And I need highly functioning people to be with me.
So in my group, we have different dynamics. Every group does. In my group, these people trust me, and they know. I even saying this. They know who the boss is going to be.
No,
I got combat experience, management experience, all these different things, and I live and dream. I don't dream. Well, maybe so. I live and dream this stuff, and I consult with groups. I understand what destroys a group, what makes a group happen. And it was funny. Scott Hunt last night said, "Forrest, you put the groups together, and then you kind of hand them to him because he does a lot of like land management and everything on the land. Once the group, I helped form a group, and we were talking about the different groups that we've done that. I've helped form it and consult it, and then Scott has helped him with the water or solar and things like that. And
if you guys haven't watched Engineer 775, he is phenomenal. He's informative, and he's very creative. Yes. I love watching his videos just for the sheer and simple fact that he really likes to dive in deep on topics.
Yes, he does. And he's also was a pastor for a long time, and I appreciate that.
Because you needed that.
Yeah, I needed some consulting. But I wouldn't say I have tons of stuff here at my house. All my stuff is gone. And I'm not going to drive up there with a trailer bag. So we had to both get stuff at our home.
Yeah.
Because, again, bugging in was never... I never even thought about bugging in. Matter of fact, everyone that said bug in, I'm like, you're nuts. There's no way. There's no way I'm bugging in.
Yeah. And I will say with this, as it kind of progresses, if, say we get into this a year from now and nothing's really so much happened, this at least gives me a push in the right direction to get away from this area.
Right.
Like, I don't want to be here anymore because I don't want to have to bug in here.
There are plenty of people.
I do, honestly. I have a very high IQ, and sometimes I just need to be out in the middle of nowhere because I'm like a fish. And I'm like a fish that wants the bigger fish tank, and I don't want a bunch of other fish.
I'm like a fish
in my way. I need to grow.
Oh my gosh, I'm like a fish.
Yep. Did you like that analogy? It's pretty funny.
I started laughing as soon as you said fish.
You looked a little depressed, and I was trying to make you laugh.
That was hilarious.
It's high stress.
Yeah,
but it is high stress, and I definitely can feel that outside.
So my wife, I'm going to bring my wife into this because she didn't listen to my podcast. I know that
Thank
for sure.
God.
No kidding. Then she watched some of my videos live, and I'm like, and she texted me during one of them. I was ticked. I'm like, because I said, yeah, I think my wife's in there watching Cops, and she, within seconds, it's live PD, it's not Cops. I don't watch Cops. I'm like, seriously, it's the same kind of thing. But she's been a trooper. She's been, hey, we need this, we need this, we need this, we need this. My wife has always been on board with my prepping, but she just doesn't want to hear the negative stuff. Like today, I told someone about the bags moving that they're taking from hospitals. Yeah. And she goes, don't ever say that stuff in front. I don't want to hear that. I'll prep, I'll buy, I'll do what you talk. I just don't want to hear all the negative stuff.
I'm really worried about the psychology of people. And if quarantine does happen, I think a lot of people are really going to snap. Not to mention the fact that so many people are on antidepressants, anti-anxiety pills, stuff like that. But the idea of being stuck, like I have plans. I have plenty of projects, even if I have to bug in. There's things I got to do that are hobbies. I can have fun.
So what do you do if your neighbor 3 doors down comes and said, hey, Kyle, I need some food?
Depends on which neighbor it is.
I mean,
honestly.
At what point do you shoot someone?
If someone comes up to me and says, hey, I want food, and I assess it, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to give you any food. I don't feel I need it. I don't feel, we're not in that sort of relationship. There's other people who are going to get it before you're going to get it. Go away. And then say 2 days later, the neighbor comes back with 5 other neighbors who need food. But he's formed his own little group. Well, probably take out one, make the other 4 dig the holes, and then, no, I'm just... But...
What?
Dispatch, no. Okay. I don't know. It could turn ugly really quickly. It could turn ugly. Honestly.
If people don't have food and they run out of food.
There's certain neighbors, I was even thinking about this there, certain neighbors that I know that will probably come to me, and I'll be like, it's kind of like we talked about the other day. We were talking to Jeff and Dennis, and I said, what are you guys prepared to do in your communities? Mm-hmm. And there are people that I definitely will want to help out, and I will do that. There are other people I'm going to adamantly say, piss off.
Right.
And if they don't, there's going to be a problem. It's going to escalate quickly.
So I started thinking about this, and I'm not going to tell you where I was thinking about this, but I was thinking about, do we need some kind of deterrent like mace to get your point across if someone won't leave your property?
Oh, absolutely.
Instead of just
what happens whenever you spray them with mace and then they come back with a gun?
I know that is a problem. Yeah, there's going to be some decisions.
They don't need, and this is one of the things I've talked about in prepper forums and conferences and everything over the years. They don't need a gun. You can literally sit out here, one of your neighbors comes over, say you spray them in the face with mace and say, hey, I've done all I can, I can't do anything more for you, you need to go home. And they get insistent, you spray them, they go back. Guess what they do? They go into their garage, they siphon out a little bit of gas, they come back over in the middle of the night and light a rag, bottle, they throw it against the side of your house. That's all they have to do.
The theory is, if I can't have it, you can't have it.
Exactly.
Yep. Dude, you're evil.
No, I'm practical. I'm practical, and I realize
I understand.
People are evil.
People are evil. And so that's the best case scenario is not to be around people that will come looking for food.
Or to have enough people in your group to watch infrastructure, to really
That's a
be
bug
able
out
to back that
location,
up.
though. I mean,
Or it's a bug in location with enough people coming together.
okay. See, I'm not sure. I've never really gone to my neighbors. They prepare. The 6 neighbors down my road, they all do some type of preparedness, even if it's just a generator and gas and backup water. I know they do that because I've talked to them, but that's about all I've talked to.
I mean, I'll be honest. I was out this past weekend. I was talking with a guy, and we were talking it's kind of like on the spot, just a little bit of free consulting advice on this. And I told him, I said, where you're at, being honest, I said, I'd take out your chainsaw day one if you know that you're going to be locked up, confined. Not too many people are coming down this road. Fell about 10 trees on each side. Make them fall over the road. Walk away. Leave it be.
So I've thought about it. I got a small neighborhood, not many houses. I mean, there's a few houses, and we have some big old trees down the road. And I thought, if things get bad, I will just go to the entrance and just cut down like 4 trees and just lock my neighbors within the neighborhood.
Yeah, I mean, if you have 4-wheel drive, there's ways you can get out.
Yes.
But hey.
Yep. And I mean, the location, no one's going to walk to my neighborhood. There's not many houses near my neighborhood.
And there's nothing that's really important infrastructure-wise that
Right.
would be out here that you would need to. So if someone was, that they're out looking for things.
So, and yeah, so some of the things I bought, I bought toilet paper.
See, I just plan to go all natural. There are plenty of leaves in the yard.
Dude, I just can't. Oh, no.
Either that or I'm just going to weaponize it. Like how they used to make catapults back in the Middle Ages?
Yeah. You're going to build a big giant
5-gallon bucket attached to a catapult?
You're going to build a big rabbit? No, I'm kidding.
What?
Is that from Monty Python?
I don't know. I don't remember. I haven't seen Monty Python in like 20 years.
Dude, it's funny.
Yeah, I know, but I don't remember it.
Okay. So I bought toilet paper. I bought Clorox because I knew we had a couple bottles. But when I tell my wife we need to get some Clorox, that means she buys 1 extra Clorox bottle.
Yeah, you had a funny story about how this preparedness works out.
And I bought 4. So we have 5 bottles of Clorox.
Yeah.
Now I need to get Pool Shark. But what were you saying about the funny story? What?
Oh, you were telling me about how you prepare versus her preparing. You were talking about certain products.
Yes.
Yeah.
She thinks like 2 weeks is prepared.
Yeah.
And so I let her live in her little world and buy her 2 weeks worth of stuff. And then
Do you think it's like the city mentality versus the mountain mentality?
I don't know.
Because I get that vibe. Like Charlotteans, they prepare for like bread and milk and a couple other things, and we're just going to weather the storm for a few
And we
days.
built a hospital.
Yeah, we're like, no, we needed the bunker, we need the water, we need the gravity fed this, solar panels.
But yeah, so I gave her a list, and she went out, and I saw what she got. And the funny, I already bought like everything on the list. But I get, man, if this gets back to her. But then, so she goes out and buys the stuff. And so she comes back, and she's so happy and excited. And then I just kind of we store that. And then I take mine and store it out on the property somewhere.
But you know what? If this ever does get back, here's the thing. Eventually, whenever you need it, she might go, oh, hey, I didn't get enough. And then you're going to be like, well, look at me.
We need some more mac and cheese. I need to run to the store. I'm like,
yeah.
I got some. I think I got some. Let me go.
I think I have a box.
I need like 10 minutes to get it.
Yeah. I think I have a single box somewhere.
How many boxes do you need?
Yeah. You just keep producing the same box over and over.
Yeah.
Little does she know you have a wall of 4,000 mac and cheese.
I told her, I said, buy some mac and cheese. Because my daughter loves mac and cheese. She loves it. I said, go buy some mac and cheese. She buys like 6 boxes. And I was thinking like 144 boxes.
I mean, mac and cheese is important.
Hey, and if just a side note. Mm-hmm. You can get a free month's worth of rent on a storage unit if you sign like a 6-month contract.
Yeah, I mean.
So if your wife doesn't want to see what you have stored, go rent a small unit for like $50 a month and put your food there.
Yeah, I suppose that's a...
They have environmental ones that were like $68 that are, I think they were what were they? They were 4 foot by, maybe 5 foot by 5 foot. And that's all it was, and it was like $60 a month.
Yeah, man, that's not too bad, but I feel like there's so many people out there. Like, there's an individual...
Because people aren't
we
going to go
know.
there and start breaking in them, looking for food.
No, I don't think that many people will bother to do that, but I also think, like, if you're going to do this, it's healthy to have a conversation and, like, process.
Some
because
people...
I think there's so many, and we know people like this, but there's so many women out there who do not want to process this at all.
Right, and that's the ones, yeah.
And, I mean, there are definitely those that will hound you about it, but, like...
Well, I know men that do that because, one, they don't want to get in that conversation with their wife, but they know they're doing the right thing.
I feel like they're doing them a disservice, though.
Well, we know a couple.
Yeah.
She will not talk about it, doesn't want to talk about it, doesn't even want her husband to hang out with us.
Yeah. He's a good guy, too.
He's a good guy, and he wants to take care of his family. Does he? And he does things that he totally has to hide from her.
Yeah. Which then you gotta really ask yourself, like, what kind of relationship is that?
It's one that he wants to stay in.
Or is afraid to leave.
Could be afraid to leave.
Yeah.
But you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm sure he has things hidden everywhere. And I'm sure
Hopefully.
Yes. I'm sure
Hopefully, maybe he has a storage facility.
I'm sure I would think that he does. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty confident that he does.
Yeah.
So.
Still don't think he'll last that long. But
No, but he's doing what he thinks he's doing what he can without, and yeah. That's all we need to say about that. Yeah. His name is Don Johnson. No, I'm just kidding.
John Donson.
Don John. Was that? Where'd I get? Oh,
I have no idea.
That's that Hawaiian 5-0 or something show he was on, or something. I don't know.
I don't know.
But anyway. But we know the guy, and I also know ladies that are like that. That if their husband knew what they were doing, it wouldn't go well. So they completely hide it.
Yeah, I
know that
boggles
stinks.
my mind.
I know
it absolutely boggles my mind. Like, how did y'all end up together to begin with? Like,
well,
I mean,
people change.
I really feel like there's a lot of people in this who are very unequally yoked.
Oh, well, of course. That's why there's so many divorces and stuff. And yeah, we're fortunate. And fortunate is my wife says, do what you need to do to protect our family.
Yeah.
And other than that, she does see all the packages come. And every now and then she'll make a comment about the packages. Because I ordered something the other day. Oh, it hurt.
Yeah. It
hurt to buy that thing. It's $400. But I felt that I need that particular. I don't mind. It's a scanner that can scan. It's a Uniden. It can catch police, the trunks, encrypt it, all this stuff. And it's a home patrol Uniden.
Yeah. And
I've been meaning to buy one. But close to $400, that's a hard ticket.
It is.
I could buy a gun. I could put together an AR, a cheap one for that.
Yeah, which we still need to build your other one.
Yes, we do.
You just need to figure out what you want to do with that.
Yes, I see parts of it right now. But that was a hard. And so, gosh, what's the hardest thing you've bought here recently? I mean, you knew you needed it, and you just that was hard.
Pinch. Honestly, I can't really think of anything. There's stuff that I want to buy that'll be a pinch, but I can't really think of anything. I mean, I usually look at what I'm going to make and I kind of balance it out so I can usually afford like maybe $200-$300 a paycheck, so I can just kind of incrementally pick up things. Big purchases though, I honestly knocked out most of those. Oh, my night vision, but that was a while ago.
Yep,
And I picked up that. That took a little while.
So why is just a turn. Why is silver going down? I don't understand that.
Probably to make it cheaper for them to buy it up. Because
silver and gold both have gone down.
Silver and gold will go up. It will definitely go up.
It was down to like $16 an ounce.
Yeah, that figures. But
it makes no sense.
But it makes sense if the financial system's getting ready to crash and all the big banks are trying to buy it up, like they have been for years. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's no way you can rationalize it otherwise.
Are you buying silver at all?
Oh, absolutely. I buy about $100 every paycheck.
Do you really? I haven't bought any in a while.
I think you're good.
Yeah.
Based on what you told me, I think you're good.
I mean, what I did is, how much silver do you need? This is how I calculate it. Mm-hmm. Go to the world debt clock. Look at what silver should be an ounce.
If there's a financial reset,
you'll be able to pay all your debt off with the amount of silver you have. And silver in ounces, it's back up, 1770. So, but that's how I calculate it. But, the problem is I need the silver at the house. I mean, it is real silver, but I don't store it here at the house. I got safety deposit box, which is really not right. You're not supposed to put it in a safety deposit box because they tell you don't put cash in there.
Yeah, I don't know why you would have. That seems like take it out.
What am I going to do? Bury it in the ground?
I mean, put some up at the retreat.
It is cool though.
Here.
My boxes now have digital combinations and a key. It's got both.
Do you feel like a secret agent when you go in there?
Well, no. It's always been a big old long fat key, but now they have the digital thing on there.
Yeah. What do you think happens?
I know the digital supposedly.
What do you think happens though whenever the virus breaks out and the bank employees go home, or when there's a bank run?
We rob a bank.
Yeah,
and get my own money. I don't know.
Dear federal and state authorities, we would not actually rob a bank.
No, we don't. No. We at our retreat, I have silver. We have it as a group, but not individually. Hmm. And so there's a lot of things that this makes you think through, for sure.
Yeah.
So this coming week, what's Kyle going to do?
I'm going to pick up a few more things. I have some projects I need to work on. The weather's providing. I can go ahead and start working on my garden, getting some things ready. Because definitely need to do that this year. I'm going to expand. Probably going to double the size of that.
You're kind of the Mr. Green. I mean, you like to garden.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
nothing's better than just being able to go out and grab your food right off the vine. And
you see the acres that I have.
Yeah, you can eat trees. You can eat tree bark.
I've got nothing but
beautiful. But
there
useless.
are 75 trees near my house. If any one of them falls, could kill me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a very true statement. I mean, even if you sat here and started knocking down trees, I don't really know what you would grow out here because a lot of stuff's on hills and stones. And
Yeah. Well, it's my wife's house.
There you go.
She picked this one out. I had 25 acres out in the middle of nowhere, but it was going to take us about 40 minutes to get... But that's what I wanted. And the house was absolutely ugly. I mean, it was ugly, but it was 5,700 square foot ugly.
I mean, it's one of those things that whenever the crap hits the fan, you can be like, well, if you just listen to me.
I know, but 5,700 square foot ugly. And because once you got inside, you didn't know how ugly it was on the outside. And it was just a weird... The actual front door and the front of the house, if you walk 10 feet out in the front, you're in the middle of the woods. They just faced it just weird. And you drive into the back, and my wife's like, that is ugly. And I promised my daughter if she would help me talk my wife, I would put her in 2 in-ground trampolines so she could jump back and forth.
That's actually kind of awesome, though.
She tried, but my wife wouldn't go for it.
That's kind of awesome, though. 2 in-ground trampoline sounds nice.
Yeah, because she really wanted that.
Right next to a pool would have been even better. So you just bounce.
Oh, there was a pond. I mean, gosh. But anyway, so what I'm going to buy? I'm going to buy some rice. and some salt. And
I have a question, and I know what you're going to. Well, go ahead and finish. Say what you're going to buy, and then I'll
and
ask
the
this.
reason I'm buying this is because I'm afraid that I'm going to have people call me and say, Forrest, I need a little bit of food. Can you spare some food? If I come, can you spare anything? We've gone to all the grocery stores. There's no food. I need something. So I'm going to have Ziploc bags of maybe 3 pounds or some amount in there, and a little one of salt. And I'm going to say, I put some out in the mailbox. Come by and get some.
I'm going to pose something here. Hypothetical. Supplies are starting to kind of run short, kind of run out a little bit. We feel pretty confident about what we own as far as firearms, as far as what we have as far as ammo. But should we buy up more as preppers now than ever? And the way I'm going to put this is, so when it comes to ammo, we don't have to buy the guns. But there's going to probably be a lot of people who are just now jumping on the bandwagon, that are not educated, that are maybe not doing this for the right reason. Should we try and stockpile as much ammo as possible and cause an ammo shortage? I mean, I know I can't do that individually. I know you can't do it individually. But is it something we should preach? Because, quite frankly, is it better off in our hands than other individuals at this point?
Yeah, all these new... Well, the good thing is, it takes a while to get a gun.
It does.
Sometimes in some states. I never even thought about that. I'll ask my friend that owns a gun store if his sales are going up.
Yeah.
That would be interesting to know.
Because it just kind of came to me, but it's one of those things where I've kind of thought, I have a good friend that he's gone out this past week and he's been buying up a bunch of stuff, including thousands of rounds of ammo, thousands and thousands. I have my cousin just recently went out and bought a bunch of firearms, and he bought a bunch of ammo. And I'm kind of like, I feel good with them having them because both of them are trained. They have the right mindset. They'll help people. But I'm thinking here,
your liberal neighbor that bought one just in case.
Because, there's even conservative neighbors that I know that I would not trust them with one based on their behaviors.
Right.
So if I could buy up as much of something as possible to, take
That's
it out of the local...
That's a lot of ammo right now, though, because there's been, I would think. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Gosh, I don't know. I have... my group owns miniguns.
Yeah. And
I've told you this. You want something hard, and I've said this many times. You want to do something that's just downright impossible and hard to do, is to build a cache and put a gun in there with ammo, with the radio, with food, and all this stuff, and then dig a hole and stick it in there.
Put it in there.
Oh my God! You're like, holy moly! I may never see you again. Bye bye, $1,000. Mm-hmm. Now I did find, I didn't put Glocks in there, and I put some Taurus 9mm, and I've got some Smith and Wesson 9mm.
How dare you?
I know, but they were $250.
Still.
And a $250 gun, if it works, it shoots the same bullet.
Yeah.
And when you're putting them in the ground and you're sealing them and you're putting all this, it's tough. And so, but they're all on the way to my retreat. So again, everything points to my retreat.
Yeah.
And so that I'm going to buy some rice to give to people.
I think that's a very kind thing to do.
So we was it $14 for a 50-pound bag?
15.
$15. Mm-hmm. So if I bought 200 pounds of rice, that's a lot of rice. Mm-hmm. That is like $60.
That's some political sway there too with neighbors. Mm-hmm. Just saying.
And you probably need some salt, which they may have salt, but I was going to do, because the salt was pretty cheap, you said.
Yeah, it was 25-pound bag for like $6 something.
Yeah. So I may buy I may buy 400 pounds of rice. That's $120. And I may buy 50 pounds of salt. That's all they need, and they can live. And they can feed themselves. They can mix whatever they have at home in there. That's helping people. Because I'm not opposed to helping people.
No, I'm not opposed to helping people and then putting them to work.
You're not opposed to helping people, putting them to work, and then killing them.
I'm going to say that last part.
Oh, come on, Kyle.
Depends on the quality of their work. I hope one of my employees is listening.
Yeah. But if this gets bad, if it gets China bad, where people are not allowed to go out, I fully expect my friends and the people that know me and what I do. Forrest, man, we just need some food, man. Just how much can you give us?
People are going to start
anything?
looking up you in the church directory.
Yes, I mean, I really think so.
Yeah,
and that almost makes me want to
bug out now.
Yes. Yes.
Well, luckily, unlike some other people, I think that you have a good moral compass, and I think that you will help people. I actually think you'll help people who are not just from the church, but are from outside, because one of the things I said, and this is what I would say to anyone who is religious Christian, this may be the last opportunity for a lot of people to hear the gospel. Mm-hmm. Because this might not be just because of the virus. This could be the economy. This could be a number of things that could cascade into an avalanche of things. This might be the last opportunity you have to help someone and show them kindness and show them love the way that Christ told us to. Now, me, that's probably going to be a huge struggle at times, because when the crap hits the fan, I'm probably not going to be as nice as I am.
Your
right
first
now.
thought is always, should I shoot them?
Probably. I mean, I'm
even in peacetime.
I mean, yeah. There was someone tailgating me today. I was thinking about it. But this really could be that moment. Mm-hmm. There are so many things that are going on globally right now, aside from just this virus. And if you haven't heard the phrase everything bubble, for the love of God, look it up. Okay. Quit living in your CNN hut and look up what's actually happening in the real world with the economy. There's so much tension in the world. You know, supplies are running short, locust plagues, earthquakes, volcanoes going off. I mean,
we
know, and we think we know what time we're living in.
Mm-hmm. I know.
And I know a lot of people say that, well, that's what they said during World War I, or that's what they said during the Civil War, or et cetera, et cetera. There's certain things that needed to happen, and those things, a lot of them have happened.
Yep. We need to do. Matter of fact, someone said we need to do our prophecy.
Maybe we
times.
should do that. Maybe we should do that next time.
Okay.
I need a little time to prepare, because we're not going to agree. So I need to fortify some of my arguments.
So here's the thing. Let me ask you this question, because I do feel like people are going to ask me for food just because.
I see you underlining drop off. Would I drop them off in the middle of the woods?
No.
Yes.
So I'm thinking of I'll probably block our neighborhood.
Yeah.
I don't want people to drive in my neighborhood. Mm-hmm. And we will. A neighbor has a tractor. We'll put a chain, and when someone needs to get out, we'll move it back and forth. That'll be our gate. So I'm thinking about it and not letting them come to my house, but dropping the food off at a drop-off point.
I absolutely agree, and I'll even take it a step further. I'll say people I've talked to and situations I've kind of been thinking about. If everyone is suddenly saying, hey, this pandemic is going live, we're no longer going to work, we're stuck at home, there are people that need food. We actually talked about this earlier. You criticized me a little bit, but I want to explain this. If it is family or friends, during the first 28 days of this, whenever it's, hey, time to quarantine, I'm not coming into contact with anybody. Unless I'm immediately living with someone, like my family, because at that point, if I got it, they got it. If they got it, I got it.
Right.
28 days in, everyone goes to their corners, quarantine. If you need something, I will put it in a bucket or a bag, and I will drop it off, and you can pick it up after I have gone. I will stand 20, 30 feet away to make sure you get it and no one else does. You take it, you go back. Mm-hmm. I know you talked about doing like a, what was it, the room?
Zero pressure.
Zero pressure.
See, I can make this one a zero pressure room with the air conditioner I have.
Yeah. And I mean, absolutely. If you want to treat people, like if you have a family member and you don't have it, or say you got it and it wasn't that bad, and now you feel like, you have your wife and you want to treat your wife, by all means, go at it.
Right.
Have fun. For me, I'm not going to worry about that because, like, hey, my old man flies all the time. All the time. If he has it, here's a bag of rice, here's some meds, this, and this. Here's the bucket. Let me know how it goes. Mm-hmm. But I'm not gonna risk myself going into that and potentially spreading it more and more. People have to think logically.
Man.
It's not mean. It's common sense.
Yes,
it is common sense.
But don't you think you can protect yourself enough to go in there and
No.
Okay, that's.
And I wouldn't.
Don't you have N95 masks? Come on.
Yeah, I have the mask. I have his real mask. Everything. But the point is like I do not want to risk the exposure to everyone else.
Right. No, it's not you getting sick. It's that you would get your wife and child sick as well.
Yeah.
Yes, I understand that. Yep. I'm going to have a zero pressure room.
Yeah, you have your zero pressure room.
Just so I can say I had one.
You have your zero pressure room. But I'm like completely emphasizing this, and there's biblical background for this as well. They used to say, like, if one tribe came across another tribe, before you guys integrate, take 7 days, they stay in their tent. Or if there's someone sick, they stay 7 days. And you check in every 7 days.
The funny thing is we have that built in our policy at our retreat. If someone stumbles upon our retreat, we put them in quarantine for 7 days.
Yep.
We hold you captive.
And now it's
depending on how bad it is.
Yeah, and now it's 28 days.
That is crazy.
So that makes you think even more about your bags of rice. If there's people that you end up taking care of, or you might need a little bit more rice.
Well, I think 400 pounds is enough. Don't you think? That's a lot of rice. That can feed hundreds of people.
No. I think it works out to like 6.5 pounds.
A half cup of
or
rice.
6.5 cups per day to feed someone nutrient level wise in order to keep for the calorie count.
Well, I don't care if they just slowly die.
Who's the
now? Huh? Yeah. I don't have my rabbits here either.
Nope.
That was the question I had in one of the video things on YouTube. Are animals dying from this? I haven't heard.
I've heard conflicting reports. I've heard some people say that they are, but I've heard other people say it's a different coronavirus that was spreading, and I don't care. I don't plan to eat anyone's dog.
Drudge Report says there's two viruses spreading right now.
There's 2 different strands. The second one is more lethal, more severe than the first.
Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe we'll record another one soon because people are eating this stuff up. They're downloading this. They think that I'm an expert and you're a good color commentator.
I'm an expert.
Wait, what?
We
have good... People are listening because they desire good information.
They do.
And they want to know what people like me and you are doing.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what this podcast is about. We've gone on a little over 72 minutes. But, we'll put out some more. Go watch the videos on YouTube.
For love of God, like, if you guys have questions,
send us questions.
Yeah, because this has been so long. This is like going back to like stage 1 for us.
Yeah.
And kind of rethinking doing it again.
Right.
So there's a bunch of stuff that we've picked up over the years, and we've definitely
But it has
been
interesting because pandemic was not high on my list.
No, I kind of figured this would be after I got out of the city, was away from everything, and,
So
rats was some sort of new plague were going to be running around, devastated cities, infecting people that were still there.
Yep. So check us out on preppingacademy.com. Send us an email if you think. You can also comment about Kyle's appearance.
No,
You can see him on YouTube. Someone commented on his appearance, and it's hilarious.
Yeah.
That was on YouTube, by the way. You can go on there yourself and comment back to the guy.
Oh, I can?
Yes.
It's on. No, I don't really care.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I'm not going to say what it is because It doesn't really bother me. It's just funny because it's the only time I've ever heard that in my life. But
he asked me to be nice to you. Okay, guys, preppingacademy.com. Hey, share this with your friends and family. Give us a 5-star review on Amazon. On Apple. I mean, don't do 4. 4 is not 5. We like 5. Do you like 5?
I mean, I'll take 4 or 5.
No, 5.
I'm not.
And you just tell people, hey, as you listen to this podcast, you should really check the guys out because they're good looking.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, you can't see us.
No.
That's why my mom said I had a face for radio.
Hey, by the way, you said your mom was listening to this, right?
She listened to all my videos. Yeah, my whole family's been listening.
So which brother you're the only one who sent her masks?
I'm the only one that sent her that. Yes.
Good son.
Yes.
Good son.
Yes, and I told you the comments she made. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But my entire family has got on the train, the prepping train, which is amazing because 3 months ago
they were all laughing at you.
Yeah, exactly. So, and if y'all ever remember the stories, I'm like, yeah, none of my family members were invited to my retreat.
Isn't it kind of great though? I mean, we've been doing this for so long.
Yeah.
And now finally people are like, "Oh man, thank you. You're an expert.
Genius."
Yeah, like I've been telling you for how long.
I know. So, okay. What
we kind of dorked out there
well,
for a
pastor
minute.
at my church kind of came to me with some advice, which was pretty neat.
Repent?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, guys, preppingacademy.com. We'll try to put one of these out a week, maybe more soon. And but share this and give us a 5-star. Any last words?
I love how you say last words. Like, no.
Okay.
No.
Peace out.
Later.
Thanks for listening to the Prepping Academy podcast. Preppers Unite at www.preppingacademy.com.
Has your data been hacked? Do you feel uneasy about the vulnerability of your personal information online? Were you involved in the Target, LinkedIn, or Microsoft data leaks? Don't know? If not, then pay attention. Join Forrest Garvin from PrepperNet for a free webinar on privacy and security. Gain insights into safe internet browsing, VPNs, crafting online aliases, secure emails, detecting if your data has been hacked, and managing passwords. Secure your spot today for this webinar on privacy and security. It's free. This webinar delves into comprehensive strategies for bolstering your online privacy. We've got you covered, from fortifying your passwords to shielding your financial information and mastering state-of-the-art encryption techniques. We're offering 2 convenient dates to suit your schedule. Reserve your spot now at preppernet.com/privacy. Don't let cyber threats erode your peace of mind any longer. Take the first step toward a safer, more secure online experience by joining us for our free webinar. Remember, knowledge is power when it comes to safeguarding your privacy. Sign up now at preppernet.com/privacy. We'll see you there.